this world has been connected. And now darkness within darkness awaits you.
In the end, every heart returns to the darkness whence it came.
My name is Ansem. I reach for the darkness. One who knows nothing can understand.
Good tidings, everybody, and welcome to the Ansem Report podcast. This is episode number 10 of season 2 of the longest-running Kingdom Hearts podcast in the world. That's right, we hit double digits, baby, for the second time. Most Kingdom Hearts podcasts, I see them. I see the graveyard on Spotify.
The Keyblade Graveyard.
The Keyblade Graveyard, if you will. And most of them don't even get to double digits the first time. I'm Mike. And with me, as always, is my brother, Jason. Hello, Jason.
Hello.
Oh, dude. Jason is actually
I'm here.
right next to me. I can
Don't
reach
touch
out
me.
and touch him.
Why are you touching my leg like that, dude? Hey, yo. Guys, I need help.
I am rubbing Jason's leg. No, so we're here for episode 10, and we got a action-packed show for you.
We got a bit of a banger.
Definitely a lot to talk about. But before we get into the show outright, we actually have two different emails, Jason, and they're both juiced emails. So I'm gonna read them.
It took every fiber of my being to not do the two. I'm like the dude with the vein pulsing out of his forehead.
Right.
Don't say it.
So this email says, "I'm sorry if this is long, Mike. Good tidings, Mike and Jason. I'm writing out this email from the confines of my FedEx truck. Hopefully you're not driving while you do that. I've been listening to your podcast for the better part of almost 2 years.
Yo.
I've been in the Twitch streams a few times. Not sure if you remember me. I used to be Riptide, but now I go by Baker Official. We definitely remember you.
Okay.
Yes. Ribbed Tide. There was a D in there. I don't know if that's what it was. I think the D might be a typo. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah,
but I
I
remember.
don't think so.
Either way, I remember you. You guys have brought me so much joy and nostalgia as Kingdom Hearts has been the biggest part of my childhood and even adulthood. My one and only tattoo is the Kingdom Key.
Based.
With the goofy wackiness to the heartfelt emails or something, you two have become a pretty big part of my life. I'm 26-year-old and I have two boys, 5 and 6, and playing the Kingdom Hearts series with them and watching them enjoy the game that brought me so much joy
Oh my
throughout more
God.
than half my life is a dream come true. Randomly stumbling upon your podcast at the beginning of the pandemic, a little bit before KH was released on PC, just completely revived my absolute love for the series. Again, I'm sorry if this is long and kind of all over the place, but I've been putting off this email for a while, and I just needed you two to know how much you guys have brought joy and happiness into my life, and I've been able to bring it to my kids as well, and I owe a lot of that to you guys. Keep being two of the most absolute juiced individuals on the planet. Longest running, longest lasting Kingdom Hearts podcast in the world. Guinness Book of World Records confirmed. We joked about this a while back in one of your streams when you were playing BBS, if that rings any bells. Oh, I remember. Thanks, Riptide or Baker. Thank you so much, Riptide or Baker, whichever you prefer. We appreciate the email, and I'm glad that you are showing a brand new generation the light of Kingdom Hearts.
It's wholesome. Like I just thinking of like, because like obviously I don't have kids, and neither do you, and like just the idea of like being like, yo, this is my flesh and blood, and I'm showing them Kingdom Hearts, dude. Like that That's a big moment, dude.
It is. It is. I can't imagine. Like, I was already like almost done with high school when the first Kingdom Hearts came out, so I can't imagine like discovering Kingdom Hearts as a kid, dude. That
I mean,
shit,
that's how it was for me.
right? That shit would be hype.
It was.
And then to be like, yo, my dad likes this shit. That is cool. You know what I mean?
yeah. You're like, what? Wait. My dad actually likes stuff that's cool. What?
My dad likes cool stuff. What? Anyway, thank you, Baker, for the email. Now we have an email from Aiden, who the title says, Caught Up. Hey, gang. Finally caught up on every episode of the Ansem Report podcast, the longest running and most woke Kingdom Hearts podcast to
It's
date.
like watching a whole anime, bruh.
True. So I finally mustered the courage to send y'all an email. My name is Aiden. Adurbano in Discord. Adurbano. I think that's how you say it. Adurbano. Adurbano. Adurbano in Discord. And I've been listening to y'all for about a year now. I joined the Discord months ago, but was a hard lurker for a long time, but I'm trying to be more active in the community.
Dude, shout out to the lurkers, dude.
Hell yeah. I found y'all during a dark and confusing part of my life. I had some serious depression while in school and dropped out for the sake of my mental health. I decided to get a job doing manual labor because I love working with my hands, wink face, wink face.
Hey, yo.
I would regularly
Hold
wear
up.
headphones at work. I would listen to music, but wanted to listen to a podcast that wasn't just about food or the gym. Then I found you guys on Spotify and gave it a try. I started with the Sleeping Realms Theory episode and was immediately hooked. But that KH hunger wasn't finished, and I found myself still down. So I reached for nostalgic things to hopefully bring back that spark in my life. Lo and behold, I found my copy of KH3 that I never finished and made that my new hyperfixation. When I had bought it, all I remember of KH was that it was a weird Japanese Disney game I played over and over as a kid and had a hankering for some nostalgia. I finished my save file, but still wanted more, considering I had only ever played KH2 and then KH3. I had no clue what the fuck was going on after I beat KH3, so I had to fill in the gaps. I had Game Pass on my Xbox. Game Pass.
Shout out to Game Pass.
So I downloaded both KH 1.5, 2.5, and 2.8. I was a trog for weeks, grinding each game.
Dude,
So many fond memories and feelings came flooding back. Y'all's podcast is what reignited my love for the silly, fantastic kids game. The banter y'all have reminds me a lot of me and my brother, and I love you guys. And the love you guys have for this game is enchanting. I listen to y'all almost every day at work at 1.25 speed just to catch up. The community you guys have built is amazing, and I love how positive everyone is. Like, even though regular Pat thinks KH1 is the best KH game, you never tell him what a stupid, dumbass, masochistic, hat-wearing fool of a man he is for thinking so. Rank those adjectives, you fucking nerds. Smiley face. Anyway, I'm really grateful to have found y'all. Y'all have gotten me through some really dark time in my life, and I can't thank you guys enough. I even listen to y'all in the gym because I can't get enough of Mike and Jay's silky smooth voices while I lift weights. Lexius is my inspiration. And train for the fire department. I could type out a book about how much of an impact y'all have had on me in the KH community, but I'll save Mike's throat for now.
Hey, yo.
Much love to you guys, and I look forward to watching you guys grow and succeed. May your hearts be your guiding keys, nerds. Aiden, pure strength Stan. Thank you, Aiden. Guys, be nice to Pat.
Like, what made me start laughing again is I'm just like, Pat's just sitting in his room and is like, what?
Yeah, we're gonna get another Twitter video of Pat just staring blankly, listening to the podcast. Aiden, thank you so much for the email, dude. I'm glad we could help you through some bad shit, and you know, all I want from you guys is to when you get your, you know, you pull yourself out of a bad situation, and you please, you know, if you want to credit us in some way, that's okay. But what I would say is try to spread that love to someone else.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like make them listen to our podcast or whatever. I mean like try, you know,
you could
do that. You could do. But I'm saying, like, you know, help them, you know, it with the power of friendship, the power of Kingdom Hearts, be a positive force in your community. It seems like our podcast, for whatever reason, maybe because we're a couple of trauma-filled individuals ourselves.
True.
We really help some people through some stuff, and I'm so honored to be that for anybody. But
yeah, absolutely.
but we want to be a positive reinforcement from a Kingdom Hearts standpoint and just from a life standpoint. There's a lot of evil in this world, and we don't want to add to it. We want to get rid of it. Thank you guys for writing those emails. We appreciate both of you. If you want to email us and be as juiced as those two are, and it seems like we started like an email train recently.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. Keep sending these emails. AnsomReportPodcast@gmail.com. And actually, I have another, it's not an email, but I thought it was necessary to read on the podcast as well. Cheery Theoden said this in the Discord. Catching up on recent episodes and hearing all these people tell their stories of the bros inspiring them has inspired me to come forward with my story of how the bros ruined my life. The story is short, but the gist is that by watching the marathon charity stream, I got interested in Peggle, then I bought it, and now I'm addicted. Now I'm going to a Peggle-specific rehab facility, and I'm probably going to lose my job as a result. The ARP ruined my life. See?
Yeah, but you might find the love of your life there, dude. She's also addicted to Peggle, dude.
At the Peggle rehab facility.
So they're just also addicted to Peggle for real.
From what I understand, at those Peggle rehab facilities, all they do is they have you play Peggle 2, and then you no longer want to play Peggle. You somehow no longer want to play Peggle because you play Peggle 2. That's what I've been told. I haven't been to one. I've not passed the line into addiction of Peggle. Even though I did.
Yeah. Mike's in here like, I can quit whenever I want.
Yeah,
I can quit whenever I want.
I can quit whenever I want. I did PB the other day, which was pretty pog. I'm under 2 hours now on Peggle nights. So that's pretty exciting because I love playing Peggle. And I'm glad that we could spread the love of Peggle, just like we spread the love of Kingdom Hearts. Tune in next week for our newest podcast, the Peggle Report podcast.
Okay.
Where Jason and I specifically even, talk about Peggle.
I like Peggle better than Peggle Nights.
Yeah, Peggle Deluxe is better than Nights for sure.
Peggle Nights is shit, dude. The levels, some of them are designed well, right? Like, you got to have it where the power-up for that level has, like, a specific use, like, where you got to figure out, okay, this is how I can get ahead with this power-up on this level. But some of them are just dog shit, dude. Like, what am I supposed to do with this fireball ability on this level that feels like there's nothing to do with fireballs at all?
True.
Like, there's not anything like bricked up. That's not what I mean, but
Jason,
pegged up, if you will.
You know the reason I picked Peggle Nights.
It's because it's the harder one.
It's because I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan and I like torturing myself.
You picked the harder game.
So I picked the harder game to start with.
Crit level 1.
And then when I go to Peggle Deluxe, it won't be shit. It'll be nothing.
Easy
peasy.
Dude, one thing I did want to say about the emails, though, I like that both emails, it just, like, put the twinkle back in my eye for even just a second. It's gone now, but when they were both, like, just thinking about when you're playing all the games.
Yeah.
Like, just that nostalgia you get, just thinking about, oh my god, like, KH1, Recom, KH2, like just, and the fact that, like, the all-in-one and all that stuff just has all of it right there. It's just banging, dude.
On Game Pass.
I absolutely love it. And just thinking about playing all those, like, for the first time and, like, going through, like, the end games for the first time, too, was super cool. And, like, I don't know. I feel like Synthesis is really underrated. And that's why I really like BBS as well. Like, you can just do this thing that's completely optional and just feel like you're getting, like, way stronger. There's, like, even progression tied to that as well. It's really cool and underrated. And I wish there was more in it in KH3. Because, like, for example, in KH2, when you would use it, you would level up the Moogle, and then you could, like, get more recipes, and then you could even do, like, the old recipes at, like, half cost and, like, all this other stuff. I hope they bring that type of stuff back. In BBS2, Copium, it exists. But I did like that both of the emails made me think of the, like, playing through it for the first time, you know, going and getting those platinum trophies.
For sure.
And they both invoked heavy nostalgia.
Thank you for nostalgia.
Now I just need to go play KH1, and then once I get to the end game, I'll remember why I hate KH1.
You'll go, oh, that's right. I hate the last part of this game.
Oh, that's right. All the enemies are iframe abusers.
True. They need to go to iframe rehab.
Yeah, dude. Get off the iframes.
Yeah.
Invincible. Out here
I can stop whenever I want, Jason.
Then stop going invulnerable.
I can stop whenever I want. All right. Well, yeah, thank you guys again for emailing. Once again, you can email us at answerreportpodcast@gmail.com. You can review us on iTunes and Spotify. Spotify, you just leave the review, which actually, I'm curious. I want to know. I haven't looked at our Spotify reviews in a while, which you can't leave any messages, but I just want to see what our rating is.
We got a bunch of 5 stars?
54 reviews for an average of 5 stars, baby. Let's go.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
But yeah, you can do that to help us out if you want. It helps the algorithm on both platforms. The Apple one, if you leave words, we'll read them.
Sure.
And yeah, just spread the word of the Ansem report. The good word.
The good tidings.
The good tidings. Yeah, that's right. We're becoming a cult. The tithing basket will be at your door in minutes. Just drop a $5 in there.
Summit is mad. Yeah, we have a guest on the show. Her name is Summit. It's Tara's sister's dog, and that's the dog. She be barking. We had to put her upstairs for a little bit because we're recording, and she always be getting it. She wants attention and shit, so she up there barking. You're like, "Rrr." I'm gonna try and give you guys a play-by-play. No, there's no footsteps right now. I think he put her all the way upstairs. I thought she was just in the living room. No more barking. Mike just said, "That's it." Guys, I'm scared. Oh, he said, "That's it. You're getting some peanut butter." I think you were talking about how everyone is really cool for leaving 5-star reviews and stuff.
Yes, and I said drop a $5 in the tithe basket.
Yeah, dude, when it comes around.
Just 10% of your salary
Whoa.
a year.
That's it?
Just to be part of the Super Spaghetti Cult. It's not that big a deal.
Mm.
And, this is, okay, let me just say, this is clearly a joke. Please don't do this. I don't want to hear any of y'all backstage bitching about us. Saying, oh, they're asking us for more money again. I don't want to hear none of that backstage bitching, all right? Jason, it's time for everybody's newest favorite segment. Mike Around the World!
Oh, shit! We're going around the world.
Fancy cars, the women and the caviar. They know who we are, because it's Mike going around the world. Remember that song?
No.
You remember Pimpin' All Over the World?
No, dude, I was too young.
Okay. I don't even remember who sang. I think Ludacris is on it. I want to say it's like Pharrell and Ludacris. I could be wrong, though. Jason, last time we went all around the world, we went to the Destiny Islands. We started at the beginning. But I asked you where you wanted to go next, and you said, Olympus Coliseum. And I was like, yo, let's go. So here we are at Olympus Coliseum. Here's a fun fact about Olympus Coliseum, Jason. It's from the movie Hercules.
What?
I know. It's from the animated movie by Disney, Hercules. It's in, as far as my calculations reach, every Kingdom Hearts game besides Dark Road.
Is that even a game?
And it could be.
You can't even play it.
It could be in Dark Road in the future. We don't know. And I hear you.
But Mike, in Cage 3, it's not Olympus Coliseum. It's Mount Olympus. It's the realm of the gods.
Shut up, Mikey, all right? I know, but it is
the Coliseum's down the fucking road,
it's a
dude.
Hercules property in a Kingdom Hearts game. So Hercules is represented in every Kingdom Hearts game besides Dark Road. Even Union Cross. It's in Kingdom Hearts 1. It's just a straight-up 3-room Coliseum.
Yep, just all 3 rooms.
Cage 2, you go to the Underworlds, but you also go to the Coliseum in there.
And it gets destroyed.
Chain of Memories, you just redo the Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. Nah, it's not really.
It's got a bit different rooms because of how they do the RNG rooms.
358, you go there with Zigbar.
Yeah, dude, you do some scouting.
You use some scouting.
Yeah, you do a bunch of shit there, Ezra.
And then in Coded Recoded, you go there, and that in Recoded, it is turn-based battle, similar to the Final Fantasy series.
Yeah, dude, that's why all the quirky people are like, man, I wish Cage was always like this.
Birth by Sleep, you go to a town near Thebes, and that is where Zack asks Aqua out on a date. So it's a huge, huge moment for Kingdom Hearts lore.
It's true.
And then finally in Cage 3, you don't really go to the Coliseum, but you're in Olympus. You go to Thebes.
Okay, we know it's Thebes, guys, but shout out to the other SpikeGhetti bro, Zay. He says Thebes.
Bro, tell me why Espy's at home listening to this right now. And you said, shout out to the other SpikeGhetti bro. And he was like, he was like, pause
Sorry,
champ.
SB.
And then it wasn't him.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sorry, Espy. You will never be a SpikeGhetti bro. So, and then
everyone catching strays on this episode.
yeah, sometimes
Fuck
you got to.
Tyler, by the way.
So my thing is, everybody always complains about Agra, bruh. But should we be complaining about Hercules instead?
Well, dude, and then also it's gonna be in 4 because of in the trailer.
That's true.
In some capacity, right?
Yeah.
Unless that's my boy Sans, dude.
So I think we should maybe be complaining about Olympus
Well,
and not.
I mean, the difference is, like, yeah, they use those couple rooms more, but like, okay, so comparing it from KH1 to Recom, it's a bit different because it doesn't feel like it's the exact same rooms over and over because it's just like, you even go inside and outside in Recom, and then in 2, you have the underworld, and you're primarily down there, so that's new. Then in 3, it's really new as well because you're not actually just in the Coliseum or the underworld. In BBS, it's pretty much the same type of deal where it's mainly just like 3-4 rooms or whatever. So that's the only time where it really feels like it's a repeat, and especially because you're like going there as like the different characters or whatever.
For sure.
But I don't know. I think it feels different enough. And you're not there for very long in BBS either, because like all those worlds are really short because you're supposed to play through it 3 times.
You know why I think people complain about Agrabah and they don't complain about Olympus? The music in Olympus is dope.
Mm-hmm. That's
the
true.
music in Agrabah, I sleep.
Yeah.
That's what I
Sounds
think.
good.
Because Kingdom Hearts 1, you got the burn. They played it at the fucking real life Olympic Games, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you got the
That's true.
like that shit.
Yeah,
And then
that was so fun in
Melody Memory.
yeah.
And then in 2, you got the boop 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 boop.
True. Dude, when that like bass comes in doing it too, dude.
And then
Dude, when the cymbals come in on that part, dude, you're like,
you're like, oh my god! And then in three, I can't replicate it because it's not as memorable, but it's still better than Agrabah's. The dun 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 dun. You know that song.
That's true. Yeah.
And then they bring back the other
world
songs
is just
too.
so much bigger in KH3 as well.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
actual NPCs and shit. Like what?
There's the speedrun girl.
Yeah, there is the speedrun girl.
Every speedrun thumbnail, there she is, sitting on top of that
For
column.
whatever reason, the
waiting.
YouTube algorithm is just like, yo, if you don't put your own thumbnail, this girl sitting on the pillar when you rescue her from the flame cores, yeah, that's your thumbnail.
YouTube knows. YouTube knows what's up.
If you don't believe us, search KH3 speedrun.
It'll be
and
there.
You'll see that girl like a million times.
It'll be there. Boss-wise, which we did talk about bosses at Destiny Island because there weren't really any bosses.
Just the dark side and then
Right.
Ansem, I guess.
Out of all the bosses that have appeared in Olympus, what's your favorite, Jay?
What would you say is the bosses in KH1? Is it just Cloud and Hades?
Well, I would say Cerberus.
Cerberus?
Because
Cerberus.
Cerberus is like the I mean, you don't have to actually, something that's interesting that I was going to mention. In the first Kingdom Hearts, you don't actually have to go to Olympus at all.
That's true.
You can skip it, and then if you go there after Sealing Hollow Bastion,
It's way harder.
well, that Hades, the scene where like Hades would normally talk to Maleficent, the scene just ends before Maleficent would have showed up. And I think it's really cool that Kingdom Hearts 1 did this. They did this in a couple different areas. They go, well, it's not required, so we should have it, like, because it wouldn't make sense if Maleficent shows up. You already killed her, you know?
True.
So that's really cool. But I would say Cerberus is, like, considered the boss there, because that's, like, the bare minimum you do, I feel like.
Okay, so the best is definitely not Cerberus.
Yeah, in both games, Cerberus.
I hate fighting Cerberus.
In KH1, he's really bad. In KH2, he's okay.
He's all right. Well, and then even if you die, it's like 100% chance that Mickey saves you in
true.
Cerberus fight. So it's pretty free.
I'm gonna go with the Titans fight, bro. In 3.
It is pretty good.
The Titans fight in 3.
Although get up on the Hydra's back is a goated line. Get up on the Hydra's back.
Sora!
Well, and what happens is like, so if you do the fight exactly how you're supposed to,
You don't even hear it.
you never hear it. But if you kill the heads without doing the Urninator reaction command, then you will just keep yelling at you, and the heads will keep respawning.
Get up on the Hydra's back! Get up on the Hydra's back!
So yeah, it's definitely not the Hydra. Although the Pegasus run is kind of cool.
It is.
And then the fact that you can go over to Meg and she'll like give you like drive orbs and stuff and healing orbs.
Yeah,
It's kind of cool.
it's a neat fight.
Yeah.
But I
can't even think of like what the boss is in 358.
358 doesn't have good bosses. Can we just say that?
That's true.
It's usually like some kind of weird Heartless, and it's like, oh, this is the hash-slinging slasher or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's never
The
like...
only boss I really remember from 358 is the Agrabah boss, because that one, like, I could not beat when I played it originally.
What
And
about
then-
the Ruler of the Sky
See, I don't even remember Ruler of the Sky.
in Peter Pan?
And then I remember the wall that you fight in Beast Castle, because that one was just really weird.
Yeah. 358 bosses are not memorable. Let's just say
not
that.
really, no.
And
then BBS you just fight Zack, and then just like random tournament like fights or
right.
whatever. So
Yeah.
which it's funny that you asked me, Jay, where should we go, right? And I'm like, oh, Olympus, right? And then I was watching Jip. Shout out to Jip 214. He was like, he was playing BBS, playing Terra's story on Crit, and he was like, Jay, where should we go? And I was like, Olympus. So apparently that's my go-to.
Yeah, Olympus is your go-to. So some people, Jason, are pretty upset that KH3 didn't have a Coliseum.
That's true. The reason that people like the Coliseum, at least that's how I think most people like it, is because you're able to just redo it. It's got replayability if you want to fight, like
Unlocking the
the
super
FF
bosses
characters
and
is
stuff
cool too. Well, that too, right? Like fighting like the Ice Titan and Sephiroth in 1, in 2, being able to like fight like Leon and Yuffie and stuff like that
You
is
can do that in 1
cool.
as well.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, and then like just being able to have harder versions of fights for Heartless that you normally just roll. And there's like, the cool point system and stuff in Cage 2, and it would just be cool to be able to have some of those fights where you can do it again, but in a Coliseum format. Would be cool.
Yeah.
And that's where they could have put like a Pete fight or something, if there was one, in Cage 3.
Wait, why specifically a Pete fight?
Because that would just make sense, because you fight him there in Cage 2.
But why are we pining for a Pete fight?
No, I'm just saying that like that's where you could put one, right? Like
Did Egg of Dog
no.
possess my brother? What's
No,
happening?
dude, he's just a trendsetter apparently.
He apparently he wants Pete, now you want Pete.
No. Well, I'm just thinking like he's there digging up the holes. Like then there's the same scene later, like in Remind, where Zigbar is watching him, and then Luigi shows up. Like it just would make sense that that's like the main place that you would fight him if you fought him.
Pete. He's got some big schmeat. He's got that big schmeat. It's fucking Pete.
Although I am glad that they never were like, "Yo, let's go back to the underworld," because not being able to do drive forms, dog shit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Imagine if you couldn't do Keyblade transformations in the underworld, dude.
That'd be whack.
That'd be dog.
You know what is dope about the underworld, though? My boy Orin, dude.
True.
probably the best use of a Final Fantasy character in Kingdom Hearts
Ever.
is when Auron is your teammate.
Yeah.
And not
You're in the
only
other
is he a dope teammate to have, right? Because, like, he's such a good teammate, no one was like, wait, what about Hercules, right? Like, no one cared.
Yeah, no one even blinked.
No one cared because Auron's so cool. And then he roasts Hades.
Yeah.
Hades is like, I'm the king of the other world. He goes, no wonder nobody wants to die. Fucking roast him, dude.
Yeah.
And Bushido is a dope-ass fucking limit.
It's cool.
And he just fits in the story super well. Like, it's the best use of a Final Fantasy character in Kingdom Hearts, in my opinion.
Yeah. When he's a bit older, too, so, like, you can tell, like Sora might look up to him, like, a little bit in some of the cutscenes.
Well, and he's badass. Like,
yeah, he's just straight up badass.
that's canon. Enough. Your pain shall be twofold. Like, he's just such a cool character, and, like, that's canon in real life and in the game. Because Sora's like, wow, what a cool guy, right?
Yeah. It's true.
Anyway, anything else we want to say about Olympus? We kind of, talked about it for a while. The music's banging.
So
The tournaments are dope. The bosses are okay. Auron's sick. Hercules is an okay party member in 3, but he kind of fucks the speed run a little bit if you don't put him on hands off.
yeah.
He'll, like, punch the water core or the flame cores out of the way.
And he's lame in the
shit.
KH2 fights as well when you team
Yeah.
up with him. And then I don't really like his fight in KH1 either. Honestly, Hercules is kind of lame.
He's cool in 3, but
He's cool in the cutscene where he throws them on the pillar.
yeah, and Donald gets stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's funny. Or wait, no, Donald gets stuck because Hades throws him.
Yeah, that's when they
Yeah.
get blasted by...
But Hurt catches
Well, it's
Goofy and Sora,
the-
but he doesn't catch Donald.
It's the Titans that throw.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, one thing I want to say is what do we think is going to be in KH4, I guess? Because it's like,
I really think,
do you think it's Underworld again?
I think it's actually going to just be a cutscene.
You think so?
I think they go to get help from Hades.
Like how like Disney or Disney Town or the castle are like just a cutscene
Right.
in KH1.
I don't think we're actually, because, okay, to me, Donald and Goofy are looking for Sora.
That's what it seems like, yeah, because they're
Right.
just by themselves.
So, and they're trying to, Hades is the Lord of the Underworld, so, like, maybe there's a connection there.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't make a lot of sense to me that Sora would show up at the Underworld, because I think Donald and Goofy are going to have a dead end there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to me, I don't think that's going to be a playable world. I think it's just going to be a cutscene of Donald and Goofy looking for Sora.
Okay. I think there's two ways. I think there's one where it's similar to what you said, where when you go there, it just starts as a cutscene and it's Donald and Goofy looking for Sora, right? I think that might be like the canon or whatever of where Sora returns when he comes back from Quadratum.
Oh, okay. You think he like shows up in the little
Yeah, and maybe
thing
there's
like
some,
Auron does?
Yeah, and maybe there's like a thing where like you end up having to do like it's like a normal KH world where like you got to go through and like fight a bunch of people. Like it would make sense as a way to have Hades be like, no, you're not supposed to be alive or like whatever, right?
Yeah.
I think that would be cool. And also like pretty much cement that like Sora did die too, because I mean Strelitzia does say that the place is like an afterlife place for them, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it would be cool. Or I think it's like they end up just going back there for whatever reason, right? Like the one thing that does make it a little bit weird is that cutscene just has Donald and Goofy. It could be just like clever, like on some Marvel shit, right? Where like they just cut it cleverly, right?
I just really think they're there to look for Sora, and so it wouldn't make sense if Sora was there.
Yeah. No, but I think that it could be like that as well, and you end up going into the underworld and stuff like that. I think that's how they would do it. And maybe Colosseum too, because I mean, think about all the stuff where we're finding out, hey, this stuff is coming back, or hey, this stuff did come back
Because people wanted it.
wanted it. I could
Yeah.
see that.
For sure. I think there's other places they could do like a Colosseum style thing though.
Yeah,
Like it doesn't have to be Olympus.
yeah, that's true.
Maybe that's the easiest.
Dude, in the Shang-Chi world,
Hell yeah,
that would
dude.
be so fucking sick.
Or even just like fucking toy box, dude. You just fucking have the toys.
Yeah.
I'm really into the toys, fighting the toys for some reason.
I mean, because that's what you grew up doing.
Is fighting toys. I want to fight the toys. Anyway,
Like, watch this. Does a backflip.
Jason, what are we doing? What world are we going to next time? Now that we're saying goodbye to Olympus.
Dude, let's go to Halloween Town.
Bam, 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 bum, 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 bum.
I just like the mayor, and he's like, "Oh, Jack." Is that your pelvic bone? Or are you just happy to see me, Jack? Oh, Jack.
Jack, now I know why they call you Bone Daddy.
And also the motherfucker. Oh, baby.
Yeah, Oogie to the boogie, Oogie boogus, Oogus boogus.
Yeah, so that's where we'll go
That's
next
the
time.
That's the Latin name for Oogie boogie, Oogus boogus.
Oogus boogus. Don't fact check us.
Don't fact check. The person to collect the tithe will be at the door soon. Anyway, let's take a short break, Jason, and when we come back, we are going to do the question of the week. I had to do it differently because then that way, when you guys hear the stinger after this, it's fresh.
It sounds way better.
Right, exactly. So we'll be right back.
This is Richard Epcar. Welcome to the Ansem Report podcast. Come to the darkness.
Welcome back to the Ansem Report podcast. Yeah. Jason, you know what time it is?
It's time for the
Question of the week.
Oh yeah.
Wow, he did it and it worked.
Oh my gosh.
I've typically been the only one to make it work. And we are actually joined today by a special guest, Tetsuya Nomura. He's here in the studio.
I love you.
Say hi, Mr. Nomura.
Hello, Super SpikeGhetti brothers. It's great to be here on the Ansem Report podcast. I am Tetsuya Nomura.
Thank you so much, Nomura, for being here.
My pleasure.
Let's get right into it. This question of the week is from Jason. If you were interviewing Mr. Tetsuya Nomura and you could ask him any question, what would it be? So Nomura himself is going to
Hope you're ready,
answer.
Nomura.
I hope you guys, I hope you guys are ready. And Mr. Nomura himself is going to answer these for us.
I was born ready. Bring it on, bitch.
First question is first from Sean. If you were to make an adaptation of Kingdom Hearts, would you do it in the style of Arcane? Arcane, please. I need to know that every piece of media made from now on will imitate Arcane. You don't understand. I need this smilers. What say you, Mr. Nomura?
Yes, we know Arcane is a very popular show. We'll perhaps have to see what we can do to work with the Arcane team in the future. Laughs.
Oh, okay. Interesting, Mr. Nomura. Thank you for that answer. Zvolt says, rumor has it you were drunk when you thought of Recoded. My question is, did you have to make it? Like, was drinking a godsend or a sign to make the game? Why? Just why? Nomura, what do you have to say about that?
Well, this is a common misconception due to bad journalism and YouTube clickbait. I was not drunk when I made Recoded. Don't believe everything you hear on the internet. Laughs.
Okay, I'm really glad you could put that rumor to rest, Mr. Nomura. Thank you. Zombie says, so Yozora looks at. I think he meant so Yozora looks like Noctis from Versus 13. Are you doing that because you never got to release it, or is there some reason you're doing it? Checks notes.
Well, Zombie, that's a good question, and I've heard it on the internet a lot. Yes, Yozora does look like my Noctis from Versus 13. However, Versus 13 is dead and will never come back. Please. Stop. Asking.
Wow, okay, all right. That's a very candid answer, Mr. Nomura. Thank you. This is quite the scoop. Tyler on that same vein asks, what's your revenge plan? What is your revenge plan going to be after getting Final Fantasy Versus 13 stolen from you? When will we see the real Noctis, and if there's any connection to Yozora and Leslie? Leslie from,
Oh, I see. I think Leslie is a cool guy. However, I don't see how Leslie is like Yozora in any way. Yozora is cool. Laughs.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nomura. Would you like some cheese from our charcuterie board?
I hate cheese.
Okay, well, Castle Oathkeeper says, when will we get playable Goofy again?
Again.
I'm not sure when Goofy was playable. Could you expound on that, Mr. Nomura?
Laughs.
Billy the Kid Lawrence asks, what is the biggest thing you wanted to do with a Disney property that Disney said no to, other than the stuff with Elsa in Kingdom Hearts 3? Also, are you aware of the term mommy and how it applies to our blue-haired spellweaver? If not, allow me to enlighten you. Mommy.
Thank you, Billy, for the question. I would say that I really wanted to show Tarzan's ass back in Kingdom Hearts 1, but it was blocked by Disney for various reasons. Also, Aqua is not a mother. She has never had children to my knowledge.
Oh, all right. Wow. Okay, Mr. Amir, thank you. Elks. Jason, you want to read this one from Elks?
Yeah, Alex says, can you please make a KH fighting game, please? I'm on my knees at this point.
A Kingdom Hearts fighting game like Street Fighter is definitely possible and is something that has been thought about by the team quite a bit. However, we believe that Nickelodeon All-Stars with rollback netcode is the closest thing you'll see.
Nickelodeon, not multiverses, Nomura. I gotta show you multiverses, dude. Like, it's way better than Nickelodeon Brawl Stars.
I am actually not a fan of Bugs Bunny.
Wow.
All right, Mr. Amir, kind of weird.
Wow.
Kyrie's bro asks, I think I would want to ask him something like what his art inspiration is. It's so tempting to ask him something about KH, but I almost don't want to know anything. Haha. So what your art inspiration, I guess, Mr. Amira?
Some would say my art inspiration comes from alcohol. And they would be wrong. And it would be bad journalism. Like all creative works, my inspiration comes from the heart.
Wow, okay. Thank you, Mr. Amira.
That was really deep, Nomura.
Yeah,
Thank
wow. Haldal asks, kind of a sappy one, but I would ask him what Sora said to Kyrie on the tree trunk moments before he vanished, which they showed us in the Remind DLC. Oh, yeah, I'm interested to hear your answer on this one, Mr. Nomura.
I hope you will please look forward to Kingdom Hearts 4, where we will reveal what was said in this scenario. Also, please look forward to playing Missing Link. This game is much closer to a normal Kingdom Hearts title than our previous mobile outings.
Mr. Nomura, you didn't mention Dark Road, I noticed.
What?
All right, moving on. Folsey Bear asked, the question I would ask Nomura is, how cool is it to be you?
It's really cool to be able to work with such cool people on such a cool franchise with such cool fans.
All right, DP Grant asks, I would ask if he'd ever consider not listening to fans while writing the story, Rip Dead Roxas.
I took quite a bit of time considering whether to bring Roxas back or not. But the relentless Kingdom Hearts fans really wanted to see him again, so I thought, what the hell? I really don't have anything planned for him creatively, so don't expect to see much of him in the upcoming titles. His story is pretty much finished.
Nomura really just saying Roxas isn't gonna be around.
Case Waterblock says, what's your creative thought process on designing characters and choosing worlds?
Well, Mr. Waterblock, some would say that I drink a lot, but that would be wrong and, again, bad journalism. Also, I would consider someone who claims something like this to be backstage bitching. I do not like that. I do not drink when designing my characters or choosing what world should go in the game. When I consider worlds for Kingdom Hearts, I think about which properties speak to my heart. Then I consider how the world fits within the story. When designing characters, I try to think out of the box. For example, what if a character wore a clothing item in a way that they normally wouldn't? Like a belt strapped to their face? I also really like plaid as of recently. Laughs.
SBCat asks, I'd ask if he knows about our secret cult to push Square Enix to release Versus 13, Nomura cut. We want it, Square. Let the real king flourish.
Well, SpikeGhetti, you are definitely not the third SpikeGhetti bro. I will tell you that there is no Nomura cut. The game wasn't even close to completion when they kicked me off. I mean, when I chose to leave the project.
Wildcat Diana asks, I would ask him if he didn't forget that Ven and Lauriam cannot just look at each other in a group scene in Kingdom Hearts 6. Papa Nomura, you do have the outline of the 6 kids' connections for the next game scenarios, right? Right?
Oh ho ho ho, those kids? We'll see what they are up to in Missing Link.
Stucat asks, Mr. Nomura, what's your take on the idea that Aqua is mommy and the piss meter? Sorry if that's a dead joke. I was just listening to episodes 5 and 6.
As a development team, we are looking into ways to implement a piss meter into Kingdom Hearts 4. I hope you will please look forward to this development. Again, Aqua has never conceived a child. Therefore, she is not a mommy.
Pandalove asks, I would ask how he can make a specific scene to explain why Mickey is shirtless at the end of KH1 and still say shit like this. Are nobody emblems natural? Do humanoid nobodies have them? Is this something you all care about? Laughs. No, the humanoid nobodies don't have them. Think of them as the nobody equivalent of pureblood heartless. They all lack emblems.
Well, Panda, I do not like your tone. Do you know that pandas are an endangered species? Laughs.
Yon Song, first of all, would like to know how you're doing and making sure you're all right. Make sure you're taking care of yourself so you can keep telling stories for a long time. Let him know that there are people in the fan base who take the story for what he's trying to do with it and not forcing their own narratives upon it. And then I would tuck him in and kiss him on the forehead, my sweet prince. So I guess Mr. Nomura, Yon Song wants to know if you're all right.
I only sleep 4 hours a day like Yoshi P. I chain smoke cigarettes and drink nightly. I haven't seen my family in years. Thank you for your concern. Ha 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 ha. Laughs.
My question from Sirius Black here. My question for Nomura would be if he ever thought about branching Kingdom Hearts into other gaming genres. So a Kingdom Hearts fighting game or Kingdom Hearts turn-based RPG or Kingdom Hearts RTS style game. I personally think 2.5D Kingdom Hearts fighting game would be awesome. Just partner with Arc System Works and it's a home run. Nomura didn't have an answer to that one, Sirius Black, but he's furiously scribbling in his notepad. So, yes?
We'll have to see.
We'll have to see. Please look forward, I guess. Cheery Theoden wants to know, there are several lines about the scent of darkness in Chain of Memories. What exactly does darkness smell like?
That was actually a simple translation error. It should have said Riku sensed darkness, not smelled. Therefore, I'm not sure what darkness smells like. My guess would be Brussels sprouts and black licorice.
Pokemon Trainer J says, if Kingdom Hearts had to end, do you have a final scene moment in mind?
At this point I don't know that the fan base would let me end it. Ha ha.
Yeah, wow, that was a good answer. Mailman CEB says, what's in the black box? Do you even know what's in it?
Nomura, laughs. Does not answer.
Mo2255 asks, hi, anybody up?
Is this guy down bad?
He might be, Nomura, I'm not sure. The Mop13 says, will the worlds ever come back together, and how would an event like that change the series?
Please look forward to Missing Link coming to mobile devices with a beta test coming this fall.
I don't know that I answered the question, but, okay.
Yeah, I mean, Missing Link, dude. It's the main thing today, dude.
Meteor Phoenix asks, who's your favorite Disney character, and why is it Hercules?
My favorite Disney character is Oswald, the Lucky Rabbit. Laughs.
That's pretty funny, whenever.
Oh, hey. Chillery asks, Mr. Nomura, you're designing a character, belts or zippers, you can only choose one.
I would choose plaid.
MJ Scottboy says, who is your favorite member of the Keykeepers?
Who? Oh, mega lol. I am kidding. Clearly it's Dean. It was Sarah Key, but then I got the same Samsung at 5 million times.
Zephys asks, would you like to press charges against the Super SpikeGhetti Bros for tying you up in their studio and feeding you subpar charcuterie boards?
Actually, the charcuterie was above average, and there have been times in my life where I enjoyed being bound.
Oh, okay, Mr. Nomura. Ram asks, where is Tarzan? Is he safe? Is he all right?
Tarzan is a fictional character. I am not sure how to answer this question.
Okay, so David Russell is asking this next one, Mr. Nomura, and he says, a question literally no one but me and other hyper-fixated music folks care about, but there's something I'm extremely interested in. Regarding the sound direction of the series, with the cutscene music of KH3 being handled by an in-house group of arrangers and most of the event/battle music being done by the two composers, Sekiro and Ishimoto, do you think this will continue to be the musical direction for the future of the series? And how much involvement will Yoko Shimomura have on the music for the future entries of the series? Please don't end KH4 without a Shimomura track or I will cry. This is a threat.
That is a very specific question that I do not know how to answer. All I can say is please look forward to Missing Link and Kingdom Hearts 4.
And then finally, Mr. Nomura, you've been so patient and kind. Thank you for answering all these questions. We have one more from K-Rain Gaming, who actually has 3 different questions or 4 different questions.
Really just breaking the rules, huh?
Yeah. Question 1. Square Enix is building Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on Unreal Engine 5. How are the developers liking the engine, and is it truly faster to build on? That's not a Kingdom Hearts question, K-Rain. We're disqualifying that one. Question 2. Do you think Kingdom Hearts 4 will be out faster than KH3 after that game was first revealed? Nomura, why don't you answer that one?
As you may have heard, Kingdom Hearts 3 had a troubled development cycle due to us switching engines mid-development. Therefore, I do not think Kingdom Hearts 4 will take as long as Kingdom Hearts 3 did.
That's a good answer. Wow, that was like,
Wow.
that's a really good answer.
Yeah,
Nomura.
wow.
And we're not, the last question, it's about Final Fantasy X-3, which we know is not a real thing, right, Nomura?
Laughs.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for these questions of the week. Jason, do you have a question for Mr. Nomura?
Dude, what if people not asked for real?
I know,
dude?
I
Like,
know.
what? Like, they even asked how his day is, dude. Like, what the heck? Like,
My question, Mr. Nomura, is what is your favorite type of Italian food?
I have not eaten a ton of Italian food as it is not popular where I live in Japan. However, I am a big fan of the character Garfield and like him I do enjoy a pan of lasagna.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Nomura's a Garfield fan. Wow, this is
Yo.
huge. KH13 better run with that. Jay, what's your question for Nomura?
Man. I don't know how I'm supposed to follow up with that question.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna have to say, please tell me. I don't want a Seesaw Trio game. They can go be whatever, right? But I gotta have a BBS Trio game. Please tell me, is BBS 2 real?
Well, Jason, you beautiful man with beautiful long hair. I hope you will please look forward to Missing Link and later on Kingdom Hearts 4 where all will be revealed. With regards to Kingdom Hearts 4, unfortunately, there's not any new information that I'm going to be able to share for a while. But if people could really dive into this interview that we had today, I did reveal a little bit of new information and more details during this conversation. So it'll be great if people could consider that and find some new information that way. I also wanted to mention Kingdom Hearts Missing Link. We're working towards launching the closed beta within the year. I know that not everybody is really into smartphone games, so some fans might not be really excited for it, but we are making it so that it's something that anyone can jump right into. Compared to our past mobile releases, it's a lot closer to the series and also connected in many ways to Kingdom Hearts 4. The easiest way to get more new information and hints about Kingdom Hearts 4 would be first to play Missing Link. There will also be some. It's a lot closer to the series and also connected in many ways to Kingdom Hearts 4. The easiest way to get more new information and hints about Kingdom Hearts 4 would be first to play Missing Link. There will also be some.
All right, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Nomura. This was a treat having you on. Take some cheese with you for the road. And we appreciate you coming into the SpikeGhetti Bro studio, the SpikeGhetti compound, if you will. And we hope your flight home is safe. And thank you for making our favorite game series and designing some of our favorite characters.
Forever a legend.
Tetsuya Nomura. I'm sorry we surprised you guys with that this week. We didn't want to, freak anybody out by having him be here, but
It's definitely real.
But yeah, that was really cool.
It's
that
definitely
we had
real.
We had him in and on. Anyway, what should the question of the week be next week? Because I don't know how we follow that up.
You could ask him another question.
If you could ask Yoshi P a question, what would it be?
Oh no.
Bad when we don't have question of the week questions. That's how
Yeah.
you know we're really in
That's
trouble.
how you know we're in trouble for real.
Really in trouble. For
Anyway, guys, if you have any
real.
question,
All right, this
suggestions-
week's question of the week is, what should the question of the week be? That's what we're doing.
No way.
That's what we're doing. We're absolutely doing that. This week's question of the week is, what should the question of the week be?
There's no
That's
way.
right, folks. You get to decide what happens on the Ansem Report podcast. You do.
Oh no.
That's right. You're going to get to
Oh.
decide what the question of the week is.
Oh no.
Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Next week, we'll be back for episode 11. We unfortunately won't be as cool as having Nomura on, but
Definitely real Nomura.
definitely real Nomura, but it will still be fun regardless. So, thank you guys for listening and watching. We'll see you back next week for episode 11. Jason, hit him with it.
May your heart be your guiding key. Now fuck off.
All right, guys, that was Ansem Report podcast number 10. Thank you for listening. Thank you to Tetsuya Nomura. Thank you to Tetsuya Nomura.
Wow.
For
Can't even
being on
say
the
his
podcast.
name right?
Yeah, I know, weird, right?
Oh.
Thank you to Shane Plunkett and Jesse Wright of Meadow Vista Media for letting us use Radiant Garden, the theme song of the Ansem Report podcast.
Absolute banger.
It's an absolute banger. You're listening to it right now. You already fucking know. Also, we have a Patreon at patreon.com/SpikeGhetti, where we're doing all kinds of fun shit. Come check us out and support us like these people have. Nesquik 502,
Billy the Kid Lawrence,
Corinne Berg,
Dr. Landon,
DP Grant,
Elbow Juice,
Energy Scott,
Espact,
Famous for Nothing,
Gav God,
Iron Aggro,
Iron Daddy Sean,
It's Your Boy Woody,
Pokemon Trainer J,
Lisa S,
Mr. Trumpeter 711,
Orpheus Joshua,
Peyton,
Preferred Whale 6,
Sean AFK,
Charles Barkley,
Tyler Rims,
Vigilus Gaming,
Water KH,
Yawn Song,
Zach Key,
Chillery,
Lands of Masters,
Egglag 29,
Frank Berg,
Get Roxel,
Regular Matt.
Fabio the Iguana,
Unholy Dolphin,
Vetus,
What's up, Carl?
Kenny,
Damon Z,
Kyrie's Bro,
Travis Town Jr.,
Bill Games.
Afro Roxas.
Thank you guys so much for supporting us on Patreon. If you want to be a juiced individual like any of those people, go to patreon.com/SuperSpaghettiBros. We're having all kinds of cool stuff go up there, including our podcast, Fine, I'll Do It Myself, where Jason and I tier list the different Marvel movies. I just watched Thor: The Dark World last night. It sucks. Spoiler. But if you want to hear us talk about it more in depth, you got to go to patreon.com/SuperSpaghettiBros. Among other things, CBT, podcast I do with Tara, is up there early. The Ed Support Podcast is up there early, and all kinds of other shit. So go check it out. Patreon.com/SuperSpaghettiBros. Thank you for watching. We will see you guys next week.
Oh, yeah, and if my sick God didn't it, and if my sick smashed it all, but if my smashed it, but no.